Good morning and welcome to our Food for Thought sports betting picks and analysis. This morning we're going to be doing picks for the NBA and the NHL, and we'll do some early picks for college basketball for the early games. This afternoon, in my second video, we're going to break down the NFL games, and we'll break down the rest of the college basketball schedule as well, or college basketball games. So first off, we're going to start off with the NBA. There are only today 5 games in the National Basketball Association. So we'll start off with Houston versus Atlanta. So we're going to look at the odds today for that. Just one moment as we bring up the live odds screen to give you the opening line report for that game. The opening line and the total where it began. So the opening line for this game is, as he pulled up here, so it's opening up here as we see, one moment, as we populate the information. -3, Houston, total 230.5. The total right now, it's gone up to 6. It's gone up to 6 in most places, and it's gone up to 234.5. That's where we stand right now. So you look at this matchup here between these two teams. Last 10 meetings, 6-4, 3-7 against the spread, 7-3 to the over. So this is the first meeting of the season between these two teams. Atlanta's won the last 2 meetings. They swept the season series last year. And right now, again, the total 234.5. That's what we're looking at right now. Let's just see one moment. Yes, 234.5. So we look in general. Houston in general against other opponents, 7-3 in the last 10, 5-5 against the spread, 5-4 to the over. Houston's won 3 straight games. They've won 2 straight on the road. They won in Washington, won in Memphis. So they won it. Okay, and then Atlanta. Last 10 games, 5-5 against the spread, 4-6 against the spread, 6-2 to the over. Atlanta coming off a 6-game road trip. They went 2-4 on the road trip. First game off a road trip. So I'm going to side with Houston Rockets. This is Atlanta off a road trip. First game off the road trip. So I'm going to take Houston here in this spot. They played January 9th, the last game in Phoenix. So that was 2 days ago. To me, not enough rest to get their bodies acclimated from the time zone in Arizona, which is 2 hours, to the Atlanta time zone. It's a 2-hour difference. So that's why I like Houston here in this spot. Houston, they have some momentum. They've won 3 straight, 2 on the road, like I mentioned earlier. And they're playing with a purpose. I like them to cover the 5.5. I think they covered the spread. It's gone up to 6 for a reason, so I do like Houston. I would play it up to 6. After that, if it's 6.5, I wouldn't play it. So try, if you liked Houston, try and get the 5.5 and play it up to 6. After that, I wouldn't play it anymore. I leave it alone. So that's my take. That game starts 3 o'clock this afternoon. So that's my take on that. And regarding the total, the over under. I don't really. Let's see here. I don't really have an opinion on the total. I would lean to the over, but not a strong opinion. My stronger play is on the Houston 5.5. I think they caught Atlanta at the right time, coming off a long road trip, the first game back at home. So I think Houston will cover and win their 4th in a row. So that's my play there. Next game is Utah at Phoenix. So we look at the opening line here. Utah opened up as Phoenix opened up as a 11.5 point favorite. The total is 228.5. And right now we're seeing the number, we're seeing some 11s. We see 112 on the board, but mainly it's 11. And it's 227.5. That's the consensus. So it's mainly 11, 227.5. Regarding this matchup head to head, so 9-1 head to head, 4-6 against the spread. Phoenix, so 9-1 Phoenix in the series, 4-6 against the spread. Phoenix 7-3 to the over. They've already played 2 times already. Both games were played in Utah. November 12th in Utah. Phoenix is a 5.5 point favorite. Phoenix covered, and they went over to 230 and went over 230, 120 to 112. Second game, December 13th last month in Utah. Phoenix was a 6.5 point favorite. The total was 232.5. This one sailed over 134, 126. Phoenix covered as a 6.5 point favorite. So now Phoenix is a bigger favorite at 11.5. The total's gone down to 226.5. So let's looking at the last 10 games for Utah. 3-7 Utah the last 10. 8-2 against the spread. 6-4 to the over. So Utah, they've lost 2 straight, but they've covered 4 games in a row. Covered 2 on the road against Miami and Orlando, and covered 2 at home against Atlanta and Miami. So they've covered against Eastern Conference teams, and 6-4 to the over. Phoenix 3-7 last 10, 4-6 against the spread, 1-7 and 2 to the under. In this game, this is 226.5. I know the first 2 games in this series have gone over, but I believe there's a bit of a regression here. I think that it's going to go under 226.5, based on how based on how Phoenix has been playing. They've been playing to the under. Although the last game, it did push at 238. It was a push. I still think this game's going to go under 226. And I would bet Phoenix team total. If this is a team total for Phoenix, I would bet under the team total as well. I think they say under the team total. So I would do that. That's another thing I would suggest. I don't think the team total's out. Let me check. I don't think it's out, but I will check now what the team total is. For FanDuel, let me see what they have. Let's see. So as we look here, this game is a 5:10 Eastern Standard Time start. Team total, let me see if it's available for Phoenix. Oh, it is available, okay. Yeah, so at 119.5, I would look at the under 119.5. Utah for Phoenix team total under 119.5. I would look at that. That's one play I would play. 119.5. I would definitely play the under. Under 119.5 would be my play. As for the side, no comment on the side. Lean under for the full game, and 119.5 under for Phoenix. Next game, Toronto at Detroit. So we look at the opening line for this one. Toronto at Detroit. One moment as we pull up that information. Opening number for this game was -6, total 230.5. Right now, the total is 229.5. That's the consensus. And the consensus is at 4.5. 4.5 is the number. 4.5 Detroit, 229.5. So the series history so far, they played twice already. So last 10 games head to head, 5-5, 3-7 against the spread. Detroit, 4-6 to the under. First two games of the series in Toronto, November 15th. Detroit was a 2.5-point favorite. Detroit covered. And it went under 225. It was 99-95 Pistons. Second game, November 25th in Detroit. Detroit favored by 5. And the total is 221.5. It went under. And Detroit won 102-100. Again, this one here is in Detroit, 4.5. 4.5 point spread, we mentioned. Total, we mentioned earlier, 229.5. So let's see here. The Pistons, Detroit's at home. Toronto last 10 games against other opposition, 1-9, 3-7 against the spread, 6-3-1 to the over. Detroit last 10, 8-2, 6-4 against the spread, 6-4 to the over. Let's see here. Yeah, so the offense of Toronto, it's been up and down for the over-unders. When they played the Pistons, the first two games were under, 3 unders in a row. And it's 224 to drop now. Remember, it opened up and it dropped down. 230, 229 now. So it's 229 and not 229. I know it's been 4-6 to the under, 3 unders in a row. But I'm going to take the over. I'm going to bet over the total in this game, over the 229.5. Detroit's offense has really come on. Offensively, they played well. They're really playing well, especially against the Western Conference teams. They're putting up a lot of points. They had a big winning streak. They lost to Golden State. But before then, they were 2-3 to the under. But I still felt, even though they're 2-3 to the under, I still felt the Pistons were putting up a lot of points. They're scoring a lot. And I know in that 229 range, 228 range, 230 range, I got a feeling this is going to go over. I'm going to lean, and I like the over here. I think Detroit's offense Detroit will dictate pace at home to force Toronto to be in a shootout, because the Raptors don't play any defense. We noticed that here. So again, I like the over in this game. I understand the last 3 have been under, but I like the over. Over 229.5. I know it's gone down. I don't agree with the move. I like the over 230.5. I think this will be an open, fast-paced game. Detroit dictates the pace, and they cover this. And it goes over the total. As far as the side, no comment on the side. I just like the over 230.5. Next game, Memphis at Minnesota. This game here opened up 1.5. Minnesota favored. Total 228.5. Right now the total is 231.5. And we're looking at -2. -2 here right now we're looking at. Yeah, it's opening up to -2 for Minnesota. That's Memphis. Or Minnesota at home versus Memphis. So 6-4 last 10 games between these two teams. Minnesota has the edge. 4-6 against the spread. Minnesota 4-6 to the under. Memphis last 10 against other opposition. 5-5. 5-5 against the spread. 5-3-2 to the over. Minnesota last 10 6-4. 4-5 against the spread. 5-5 to the over under. Minnesota's won 3 in a row. They played very well. They've covered 2 straight games. Now they're -2 here against Memphis. Minnesota's been playing pretty well. They're playing well. And they've dominated Memphis, actually. They've actually dominated this series. So until Memphis can prove that they can beat Minnesota, I'm going to stick to, I think Minnesota on the money line. I'm going to take them on the money line. And as far as the total, I don't have an opinion on the total. I just like Minnesota on the money line. That's my play for this game. And then the last game is Miami at Portland. Opening line for this game. Heat's still on that West Coast swing. Miami 3.5-point favorites to open the opening line. Opening line was 217. Right now we're seeing it's mainly 3.5s right now. I do see a few 4s that are popping up. So if you like Miami, you can take the 3.5 right now before it gets to 4. Because some books already have it at 4, and the over under right now is at 219.5. That's a consensus. So for this game, Miami Portland, last 10 games, head to head, 7-3 against the 7-3 Miami, 7-3 against the spread last 10, 5-5 last 10 games. Miami against other opposition, 6-4 last 10, 5-5 against the spread, 5-5 the over under even. Miami's won 2 in a row, beat Golden State and Utah on the road. So far, 2-1 on the road trip so far for Miami. They have 2 more games after that. Portland, meanwhile, 4-6 last 10 games, 5-5 against the spread, 6-4 to the over. Portland flip-flopping wins. However, they have covered as a dog 4 straight games. You've covered 4 straight games on the road, so Blazers are playing hard, but Portland's playing really. Chauncey Billups got them playing hard. And Miami, head to head. Miami's dominated Portland. Miami hasn't. They've covered 1 game on the road. They didn't cover Utah. They've won as a dog. But they didn't. They were favored in Utah, and they didn't cover. So I'm going to take Portland. Portland, they've covered 4 straight games. Portland's playing hard. I like what they're doing. I think, and this is on the road trip. This is on the road. I'm at home. They covered Dallas. I believe they carry that momentum from the road trip. Because they played very well on the road trip. They stayed in the games they've lost. They've been flip-flopping wins and losses, but they've covered 4 straight, like I said, all on the road. But I think they carry that momentum at home against Miami. Miami has yet to cover a spread on the road. They came close against Utah, so I'm gonna pick the Portland Trailblazers to cover the 3.5. If it's at 4, I'm still taking Portland at 4. I think they can cover this game. But if I'm gonna wait, I'm gonna wait to get the best number, because it might go even higher than that. So I'll wait to get the best number, and I'm gonna stick to Portland. I think Portland can cover the spread here against Miami. I like Portland. Chauncey's got his guys playing hard on the road, and like I said, it's gonna transcend at home tonight. I like him here. But I'll wait. Like I said, I'll wait for the best number. I'm not going to play Portland yet. I'll wait for the number to go higher and higher and higher to get a better number. Like I say, if you like Miami, take Miami now. If you like Portland, like myself, you're going to wait to get a better number. Now, regarding the player props for this game, we'll look at this. I'm going to throw out a few player props, some that you might like. So Utah, Phoenix, we'll look at the player props for this game. So give you some ideas. Just hold on while we get these player props. So Utah and Phoenix, you're gonna see some action here. This is a 4:00 game. So you're gonna see. First player we're going to look at, KD, Kevin Durant. Let's see. Rebounds 6.5. Oh, the target for KD for rebounds 6.5 is the clearing number. He's cleared this number four. Actually, sorry, two of the last three meetings, two of the last five meetings, or two of the last five times. Excuse me. KD has come close in the last two games. He's had 6 rebounds and 6 rebounds back to back. He's come pretty close. I believe he's gonna clear that today. I'm gonna put an optimistic spin on it that he's gonna clear it today to get to over 6.5 rebounds. He clears this number today. I believe he's gonna get that. I would look at points and assists for KD. I know he's 2-5 in the last 5 games. The clearing number is 31.5 points and assists. He did come close to last game. He had 30. He missed it by 2 points. So I believe he can against Utah with Phoenix being favored by 11.5 points with a big spread like this. I feel KD can clear this number, points and assists. I expect him to have a fairly good game with points and assists, especially with like I said, Phoenix favored by 11.5 today. KD will have a major impact in this game. So I look at points and assists over 31.5 for a prop. I would definitely look at that. Lauri Markkanen. Let's see for Markkanen. Points, rebounds, and assists. He's at 31. So 31.5. So he's only cleared this number once in the last 5 games. So keep in mind, in the last 5 games, 2 of the 5 games he did not play. He's been out. The last 2 games he's shown signs. 38 points, rebounds, assists was 38. And the last game was 29 points. He was off by about 3 points. But I believe in this game he will have an impact against Phoenix. He'll have opportunity, and I believe he's going to clear this number. So I would definitely play that one, or another one you can look at, which is even better. Points and assists. This is another good one. Points and assists, 25.5. He's cleared this number 2 of the last 5 games. However, the last 2 games, he's come on strong here. 36 and 24 for points and assists. So this one here is another good one you can take advantage of for points and assists for Lauri Markkanen. 25.5. This is very achievable as well. This one here as well. Either points, rebounds, and assists at 31.5 over, or points and assists. Either one you can't go wrong. I would go with that. Colin Sexton, Mr. Consistent, last 5 games, clearing number 22.5. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 games, including the last 2 games. So I like Colin Sexton here for 22.5 points. Assists, clearing number 4.5. He's cleared this number 2 of the last 5 times. The last game he cleared it. I expect him to clear it here again this afternoon. He's going to have a major part. Better yet, the best thing to do for this Colin Sexton, points, rebounds, and assists, 30.5. The last 5 games, he's gone 3 out of 5. I expect him to clear it here today. The number here is just right. I believe he's going to clear it. Points, rebounds, and assists over 30.5. Colin Sexton. I like that one. Let's look at Devin Booker. Let's see. Devin Booker, Assists 7.5. That's a clearing number. He's cleared this number all 5 times. So Devin Booker over 7.5 assists is a very good one to take. I like that prop. Definitely like that one. Over 7.5 assists. I can see him getting that, clearing that one easily. This one here's another good one too. Points, rebounds, and assists. Devin Booker. 37.5. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 times. This is a very good one. I like this one a lot. So you can do this one here. I would do the points, rebounds, and assists. That's a good one, or just do the assist alone. 7.5 for the assists. That's Devin Booker. So those are props to I would definitely do. My favorite one though, I would say for this game, I'd say my favorite probably Devin Booker over 7.5 assists. That one stands out like a sore thumb. That's my favorite prop that I would take for that game, for the Utah game. Next game for me, Toronto at Detroit. We'll get some props here. We'll look at a Cade Cunningham, very popular player. For props, Cade Cunningham is definitely rounding into form, especially from the 3-point line. Clearing number for the 3-pointers is 2.5. Over 2.5. I like over 2.5. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 games, including the last game. He cleared it against Golden State. So I expect him to continue that today at home against Toronto. Rebounds. This one's a good one too. Over 5. The clearing number is 5.5 rebounds. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 games, including the last game against Golden State. Now this is a good one too. Points, rebounds, and assists all together. 41.5. Against a Toronto team that doesn't play any defense whatsoever, I expect him to clear this number. This is probably the best prop for Cade Cunningham. Over 41.5 points, rebounds, and assists. That's the one I would definitely go after. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 games, and I expect him to have a big game against Toronto. And like I mentioned, over 2.5 3-pointers, Cade Cunningham as well. So you got 2 good ones there for Cade Cunningham. On the Toronto side, I would take R.J. Barrett for assists. Over 4.5 assists, R.J. Barrett. He's cleared this number 2 of the last 5 games. 2 of the games he missed for personal reasons and illness, but I believe he'll dictate the pace. And this number's been hitting quite a bit. This assist 4.5. I like this one here a lot. R.J. Barrett 4.5 assists has been very good. So I'm going to go back to that. Scotty Barnes. Points over 18.5 points. He's hit this number 4 the last 5 times. I like that one for Scotty Barnes. Now, points, rebounds, and assists is the best one. 31.5 is a clearing number. Scotty Barnes has cleared this number 3 of the last 5 times, so I would definitely take this one here if you like the points, rebounds, and assists for Scotty Barnes. That's also a good one. So yeah, those are the props there for the Pistons. Let's see. Let's see. I'm just checking to see what other hot props there are. Malik Beasley, points, rebounds, and assists over 23.5. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 times, including the last meeting against Golden State, 27. I expect him to clear this number against Toronto. He'll have some opportunity here. I believe he can clear this number. 23.5, Malik Beasley. I like this one. This is actually a good one. Points, rebounds, and assists, Malik Beasley. Regarding Memphis, Minnesota for props, let's see. Memphis, Minnesota. The Ant-Man, points over 27.5 points. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 times. Assists over 4.5. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 times. 3-pointers over 3.5 for the Ant-Man. He's cleared this number 4 of the last 5 times. My best play, though, would be points, rebounds, and assists for the Ant-Man. Especially if he's going against Memphis with John Morant. You know he's going to want to show out. It's going to be a big star-studded match. Morant versus Edwards, the Ant-Man. So I like the points, rebounds, and assists. 38.5. I think Ant-Man's got something to prove at home against Morant. So I guess he's going to put on a show today. So I like that points, rebounds, and assists. He's cleared this number. Let me get it back. Yeah, he's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 times. 38.5. So I like that for the Ant-Man. Morant, let me see. Over 21 points. I like that for John Morant. I like points, rebounds, and assists from Morant as well. I know this is his first game back. He had 33 in the last game. I think he does the same thing again. I think he's going to continue to do the same thing against Minnesota. I can see him having a big game. So over 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I like that one. Because I can definitely see him excelling there. Let's see what else we have. Julius Randle. Let's see. Julius Randle. Rebounds over 7.5. That's the clearing number. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 times. Last game he had 10 rebounds. So I can see him clearing this number again against Memphis. Points, rebounds, and assists. Yeah, so I'll go with the rebound. Rebound 7.5. I think he'll get over that. He'll get over 7.5. That's the best one for Julius Randle. I'll go with that. Jared Jackson, clearing number for points, 20.5 points. He's gotten over 21. He's gotten over 20.5 points. Last 5 games, he's gone over that total 5 times. So I like that one a lot. That's a very good one. Rebounds over 6.5. He's cleared this number 4 of the last 5 times. The best one for I'd say for him, I would say I'd say points and rebounds. Points and rebounds, 27.5 for Jared Jackson Jr. He has cleared this number all 5 games. The last 5 games he's cleared it, so I go back to that one. Points and rebounds. I like that one. Over 27.5. I like that. That's a good prop for Jared Jackson. Zach Edey rebounds over 10.5. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 games. Points and rebounds, the clearing number is over 20.5. He's cleared this number 3 in the last 5 games. So I would go with points and rebounds for Zach Edey. That's the best one to take for that. Yeah, that's the best one. Let's see. So we'll see what we have here. Next one's Miami, Portland. No, let me see any props here. No popular props for this. Let me see. Anthony Simons is a good one. Anthony Simons, clearing number 19.5. He's cleared this number 4 of the last five games. That's a good one. Assists, over 4.5. He's gone 4 out of 5. He missed it by 1 point in the last game. So the best one for Anthony Simons is points and assists. Points and assists is the best one, I would say. 4 of the last 5 games, he's gone over 25.5 points and assists. So I definitely do the points and assists for Anthony Simons. That's a very good prop. Tyler Hero's come on as of late. He's come on pretty well for Miami. Points, clearing number 22.5. He's gone over 2 in the last 5 games, but he's coming on strong. So I would definitely go back to that again. Let's see. And then you can do the assists. I would do assists and rebounds as well. Assists and rebounds, he's more consistent here. The clearing number is 10.5. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 games. So I would lean more to the assists and rebounds for Tyler Hero. I like that one better. More consistent in that area. Bam Adebayo. Clearing number for points, 15.5. He's gone over this number 3 of the last 5 games. Assists, not good there. Points, rebounds, and assists for Bam Bam. Clearing number 29.5. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 games. The last game he got 25, so he's a bit short. But I expect him to bounce back today. So I like that one. Now we do have points and rebounds. Points and rebounds, 25.5. That's a clearing number. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 games. He had 22 in the last game. So the points and rebounds, I like that one better. That one is more better. I like that one better. I believe he can hit that one. So those are all the props recommended props for the NBA. So now we're gonna get to and we're done with all the NBA games. I'll give you now my picks, where I'm going with for my leans and picks, and for the props that I like and I would recommend. Let's see if I see anything else. Yes, that's it. That's what I see. That's all. That's it for that. Now we're gonna do the National Hockey League. I'll give you some of the early games that I like, and we're going to do the late games in the next video. Let's start with some of the early games that I like. Do we have some early matchups that I'm liking? Let's see. So, Ottawa, Pittsburgh. This one's a 4 p.m. Let's see the time for this one. This is a 4 p.m. game today in Pittsburgh. Total is 6. Head-to-head matchup 7-3. Ottawa's is in control. The games have gone 4-5 to the under. They last played last month in Ottawa, and the game went 3-2. Last two games were 3-2, or 3-2, 2-1. So the last two games have gone under. Let's see. Now, if you look at Ottawa against their opposition, 4-5-1 the last 10, 1-7-2 to the under last 10. Ottawa has lost 4 in a row, and they're averaging 2 goals a game. That's not good. Pittsburgh, on the other hand, 4-3-1-2 the last 10, 7-3 to the over. Pittsburgh ended their 4-game winning streak and they won at home against Edmonton. But they've gone over Pittsburgh the last 3 meetings. They've gone over the total at home. Let's see, this one here. Let me just look and see. Let me take a quick look here. Okay, so the last, let's see here. Ottawa's actually favored in this game. Ottawa's favored, and they're on a 4-game losing streak. I would take, this is probably my first puck line play of the season. I would take Pittsburgh to cover the points, cover the stay within 1.5 goals. I know Ottawa has they've won the last 6 times or 5 times against this team. That's why they're favored. But I think this is going to be a 1-goal game. I like Pittsburgh at the on the puck line, $1.40 on the puck line. I like Pittsburgh. As far as the total, the over under. Let me take a look here and see. Let me take a look. Pittsburgh. I would lean to the under, but I wouldn't. That's lean to the under 6.5 goals. But I like the puck line more. The puck line plus 1.5. Pittsburgh stays within a goal. I like that one more. Next game, Boston at Florida. This game is a 1 p.m. start. Total is 5.5. Last 10 games head to head. 6-4, 6-4 to the over. 6-4 Florida. They have the edge. Boston last 10, 3-6-1, 3-7 to the under. Boston has lost 6 straight games. Wow. Florida last 10, 6-4, 2-7 to the under. Florida has lost. They have flip-flop wins and losses. So head to head, Florida has beaten Boston. They won the first 2 meetings, 6-4. Florida, they won at home, and they went over 5.5. Second game, October 14th. The game was in Boston, 4-3. Boston. 4-3 Florida. They won that game and went over 5.5. So I'm looking at this game here. Just on the last few games that these teams have played, both teams are playing to the under. Even though the first 2 games of the season, this is the beginning of the year, things have changed since then. Since the last 3 months, things have changed. So I would, myself personally, it's not a strong play, but I would lean to the under 5.5 goals. I just feel that the last 3 months, these teams, the scoring for these, the scoring has not been on par, especially Boston. Boston on this major losing streak. They're not really putting up the points. They were averaging, especially the last two games, they're only averaging one to two goals. It's not really a lot. So that's a big concern. And in Florida, they're averaging about 2.5, 3 goals. I'd say they're averaging about 3 goals the last little bit. So that's why I'd lean to the under. I like under 5.5. I don't see it going over. I'm gonna say under 5.5 for this game. Under 5.5. I would play the under 5.5. Under 5.5 for that game, and then Pittsburgh plus 1.5 goals. That's the puck line. Seattle Buffalo. This one I like. This one. I like this one here. Seattle Buffalo over 6 goals. Head to head 5-1. Seattle 5-1 to the over. Head to head. Seattle 2-7 last 2-7-1 last 10, 6-4 to the over. Buffalo last 10, 5-4-1, 6-3-1 to the over. I like the over in this game. I like over 6 goals. Seattle at Buffalo. I like the over. Let me see something here. Seattle Buffalo. Yeah, I like the over. Over 5.5 goals. Both teams right now, they're trending in an over. They're trending in an over direction. They're putting up goals, and I like what I see from both teams offensively. They're scoring. They're putting up goals. Although Seattle has lost 4 straight, they're averaging about they're averaging about 3.5. I'll say 3 goals. We'll say 3 goals per game. A little over 3 goals per game that they're averaging on this losing streak. And in the losing streak, they went 2-2. They're even with the over under 2-2. So I would bet the over 5.5 goals. I like Seattle and Buffalo over 5.5. Yeah, I would take that over 5.5 goals. I like that one. That's my play there for hockey. Those are for the early games. Those are my picks. For the NFL, there are 2 games that I'm gonna go over here. I like Houston's at home, so we're gonna go over these games quickly for Houston and that game's at 4:30, so we'll do that game later on today. I'll do that later on today. Right now, I'll do the college basketball. So that game's later on today, so there's plenty of time to do that game. We'll do the college basketball. We'll get to that one next because there are a few early games that are going on. So let's see here. We're going to look at right now. This game starts in about an hour. And actually, I'm just getting word now that Houston and Atlanta has postponed. They have postponed the Houston-Atlanta game today. That has been postponed. So there's no Atlanta-Houston because of the bad weather in Atlanta. They've had a big snowstorm in Atlanta. So they postponed that game just because due to bad weather. So don't worry about Houston-Atlanta. Ignore that. It's been postponed because of bad weather. So that's not going to be going on. Creighton at Butler. This is one of the early basketball games. We're going to go over Creighton, Butler, USC, Illinois, Duke, Louisville, and we're going to take apart Louisville, Pittsburgh. So let's do Creighton, Butler. Creighton opened up at -1. Total 144.5. Right now the total is 143.5. So it's gone down to 143. It's about 143.5. Yes, that's the line right now. Creighton, Butler. Let's see. Let's see. Let's check this. Check the matchup here. I don't think I have a play on this game. I can give you the breakdown of the teams, but no. Let's see. 7-3 last 10 games between these two teams. Creighton has the edge. 6-4 against the spread. Creighton 4-6 to the under. They have flip-flop over-unders. This matchup today is in Butler. It's 142. Let's see here. Creighton 5-5 last 10, 5-3 against the spread, 5-3-2 against the spread last 10, 5-5 over under. Creighton's on the road. Creighton a favorite. Butler, let's see. Butler 2-8 the last 10, 4-6 against the spread, 5-5. Butler's lost a bunch of games. They've lost They've lost 8 games in a row. That's insane. They've lost 8 straight games. Oh boy. This game's a pass. I have no opinion on this game. This is a tough game. I got no opinion on that game at all. Sorry. Again, next game is Louisville Pitt. That was a tough one. But Louisville Pitt. Louisville is -4 opening line, and it's 150 the total. Right now the total is 149.5, and it's we're seeing basically it's 4s across the board still. We're seeing 3.5s, but we're seeing 4s across the board. This one here, Pitt's favored. Let's see. I like Pitt here. I like Pitt at home. I like Pitt at home in this game. I think they cover the points. I like them to cover against Louisville. Let's look more into this game further. I like Pitt at home. Let's look at the matchups here. I think Pitt can win this game. I think Pitt can cover and win. Let's see here. The last 10 head-to-head, 5-5, 4-6 against the spread. Pitt 4-6 to the under. Yeah, Pitt has dominated this series. They've beaten this team 4 straight times. They have covered this team 4 straight. Pitt has been favored in this against Louisville 4 times in a row, and they've covered 4 straight times. Whether it's in Louisville, it's in Pitt, they've covered. And this one is 149. Oh man, no. I like Pitt -4. No, I have no comment or opinion on the over. I like Pitt -4. If you can take -4, you take the money line. I like Pitt. I like them here. They have beaten them the last 4 times. They've covered 4 straight times against this team. Give me Pitt in the points. I like them here. USC versus Illinois. That's the next matchup. Open 14.5, total 154.5. The spread right now is 13. We're seeing 13.5. We're seeing some 12.5, but mainly 13.5 right now. Total 154. This is what we're seeing right now, 154. So the USC and Pitt. So USC is coming across the country to play Illinois. That's an interesting one. 12.5 is the spread. 154 is the total. Let's see that one. That's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. Let's see. This is an interesting matchup. Very interesting matchup here. Huh. Interesting matchup. Ah, man. This is an interesting one. Oh, boy. USC. Let's see what's going on. Let me take a look at this some more. Man. This is I gotta check this one out quickly here. Interesting matchup. Interesting matchup. Yeah. Let's look here and see. They only played once. I only played one time. This is way back. Let me look. Yeah, they played 2012 November 19th in Illinois, 94-64 Illinois. The total is over. It was over 126.5, but that doesn't mean anything. USC last 10 games, 5-5, 4-6 against the spread, 7-3 to the over. They've gone over 3 straight times on the East Coast when they played at Michigan and at Indiana, so they have some offensive firepower. And although they've lost 2 straight, they haven't covered. Illinois, in the meanwhile, 8-2 the last 10, 5-4 against the spread, 6-4 to the over. Illinois has won 5 straight games. I would lean to the over. I take the over. USC on the road, playing on the East Coast. They've lost games, but they're putting up a lot of points offensively. So defensively, they're not there, but offensively they can score. They're putting up a lot of points. So I like the over. USC versus Illinois, over 153.5. Full game. I like that over. No opinion on the side whatsoever. I like that. Duke and Notre Dame, 19.5. Let's look at the total here. Let's look at the opening line quickly. This is the big one. 19. It's open at 20.5. Now the total's gone down to 18.5. It's gone down to 130. It's gone up, to 136.5. Duke and Notre Dame. So it's gone down. It's interesting. It's gone down. Let me look at a first half here. Maybe that's not a bad option. Let me look at the numbers here. $11.5. Is the number for the first half. I don't know if I trust that. There's one. Let's see here. Let's take a look at this for a minute. Notre Dame and Duke. Head-to-head, 9-1 Duke, 3-7 against the spread, 4-6 to the under. They have played the last 4 games have gone under the total. Duke and Notre Dame, and this is at 135. So you know what? The best bet for this game is 135. Sorry, 130. I bet under 135.5. Duke Notre Dame. I like the under here. I like the under 135.5. Duke Notre Dame. They've gone under 4 straight games. So Duke Notre Dame under 135. And I like USC Illinois over 153.5. Pitt versus Louisville. I like Pitt -4 or the money line. Either one is good. I like that. The other game, I don't think I had an opinion on the other game. The Butler Creighton pass. I have no opinion on that. So that's all for the early games for the for college basketball. NBA, the Houston Atlanta has been postponed because of the bad weather in Atlanta with the snowstorm. So they postponed that game. Just got word of that right now. And NHL, I already gave my picks for the NHL and the other NBA games. I'll be back this afternoon. I'll be going over the NFL games, the rest of the National Hockey League slate for tonight. and the NFL and the remaining college basketball games for this evening. We're going to go over all that tonight for the late games. All right. So again, thanks for joining me. Good luck to you. Stay true to yourself. Stay blessed. Stay humble. Believe in yourself. Peace.